So Al Horford now, according to most reports, is down to just 2 teams, and those teams are the Warriors and the Lakers. Horford obviously is old in age, but this is a guy who really has adjusted his game and adapted to being older. He's still big, and he can be physical when he needs to be, but he's become an absolute sniper in the corner. He hit so many daggers over the last few years in Boston, and even at age 39, if he is no longer viewed as a big contributor, he would make a great backup big man who plays 10 to 15 minutes a game. And I think now with Deandre Ayton, Horford would be put into a perfect situation to finish off his career in. So in this video, I want to talk about why the Lakers should pursue Horford and get a deal done to kind of cap off free agency. And I want to talk about any other Lakers news going on right now because it has been an absolutely wild week. But before I do begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so the Lakers recently just filled a huge void by getting Deandre Ayton after weeks and weeks of speculation, and that just took a huge boulder off of everyone in the Lakers organization's shoulders, because now the Lakers don't have a huge glaring weakness at center. I'm not saying they won't have problems, but I think Ayton is a big bandage on a cut that was gushing blood. But now the question becomes, who is going to be the backup? Because Ayton can't play 48 minutes out there. In fact, you probably want him to be playing less than 30. And I mean, you could say that Jackson Hayes is his backup, but if I'm the Lakers front office, I want someone a little more proven and reliable, somebody that can at least sort of stretch the floor a bit. And that's why I think Al Horford could potentially be a fit to come in and be the backup center if he wants to and is willing to. And the Lakers are pretty much out of options. I think it's either Al Horford or you stick with what you got. Because even guys like Jericho Sims, who I thought could potentially be a fit, just recently signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. So it's going to be a waiting game to see how everything plays out with Horford and where he decides he wants to finish his career. I do think both the Lakers and Warriors offer somewhat similar situations. He's going to come in and be asked to play about 10 to 15 minutes on the back end of the rotation. And in terms of talent and competitiveness, I think both teams are on the same tier. So it's going to be interesting to see what he chooses to do. Anyways though, let's just talk about what this would look like on the court, because Horford's not just a backup center. In the traditional sense, he's a guy who gives you lineup flexibility. He can play alongside Ayton in double big looks when you need size and defense. He can slide to the 5 and small ball units when LeBron's running point and Luka's operating off the ball. He can help you against different matchups, big, small, fast, physical. That's what makes him so valuable. You're not just getting a guy who can eat up minutes, you're getting someone who expands what your rotation is capable of doing. And this is not just a theory. The Lakers have done something like this before. Think back to the 2020 title team. They had Anthony Davis doing everything. They had Dwight Howard as the enforcer. They had JaVale McGee as the vertical lob threat. It was a trio of bigs, all with different strengths, all able to give the team something depending on the night. That's what this Lakers team is trying to replicate. Ayton gives you the athletic rim runner who can protect the paint and finish lobs. Horford gives you the floor spacing veteran who can switch, shoot, and make smart plays. And someone like Koloko or Trey Jameson can be that extra depth piece who fills in when needed. What makes Horford so intriguing here is that he could actually help both of the Lakers stars thrive in different ways. Luka wants pressure, he wants to manipulate defenses, collapse the paint, force help, and either toss it up to a lob threat or hit shooters with a skip pass. That's where Ayton comes in. He's your classic Luka pick and roll partner. He can finish at the rim, pop when it's needed, and he doesn't require a lot of touches to be effective. But LeBron is a different story. At 40 years old, LeBron wants spacing. He wants lanes to attack and options to kick to. He doesn't want to be driving into a crowded paint. That's why Horford fits so well next to him. You give LeBron the floor with Horford at the 5, and now it's spread, drive, kick. That's his game. That's what makes him comfortable. And don't overlook what Horford brings to the table statistically, even at his age. Last year, the man played in 60 games, he started 42 of them, and gave Boston nearly 28 minutes a night. He shot 36% from 3 on over 5 attempts per game, his rebounding was solid, his defense was consistent, and when the Celtics needed him most, he showed up. He's been doing that his entire career. He's Mr. Consistent. We're not talking about some washed up vet looking for one final paycheck. We're talking about a guy who still matters, who still can produce, and who could be a major upgrade to the Lakers' second unit. Now, obviously, this would not be a long-term move in any kind of sense. Horford's not going to be here 5 years from now, probably not even 2 years from now. In fact, this is probably going to be his farewell tour wherever he ends up. You're not bringing him in to develop into the future of the position, but that's not what this team needs. This team needs someone who can come in and help them win right now for a 1 or 2 year window for the remainder of LeBron's career. Horford could be perfect, and when the time comes to fully transition into whatever the post-LeBron era looks like, you'll hopefully have found your next young big, or have made another move if this Ayton thing doesn't work out in terms of the long haul. But for right now, Horford could be the glue guy that helps bring this whole bench unit together. There's also the financial side of this thing, and for once, the Lakers are in a pretty solid spot. LeBron opted into his $52 million player option, and even $52 million was a pay cut, which gives them stability heading into the season. And Horford would almost certainly be coming in on a veteran minimum deal, somewhere around $3.3 million. That's incredible value. You're not tying up cap space, you're not sacrificing flexibility, you're just adding a smart, cheap, effective veteran who makes your team better immediately. And here's the other angle that we can't ignore. That's JJ Redick. This is his second year as head coach, and already you can feel the influence. The Lakers are trying to play smarter basketball. They're emphasizing IQ, spacing, and two-way versatility. JJ understands the modern game, and he's going to want guys he can trust in, guys who know how to rotate, who won't get lost in coverage, who can hit a shot when it matters, and Horford fits that mold perfectly. He's basically the on-court extension of a coach on top of LeBron, and even Luka with his high IQ, and for someone like Redick trying to establish credibility early, that kind of locker room voice matters more than people realize. But even beyond all of that, I just think this is about identity. The Lakers aren't trying to be flashy, they're trying to be solid. They've got two of the best playmakers in basketball in Luka and LeBron. They've got shooting with guys like Reeves and Rui. They've got youth and upside with their wings. Ayton gives them athleticism and a paint presence. And if you add Horford, now you've got the floor spacing big, the playoff tested leader, the guy who's been there before and won't shrink in the moment. That's a real team, that's a real rotation. It's not perfect, there are still durability concerns with Ayton. There's always a risk that Horford finally starts to really show his age, and yeah, you probably still need to add a third big, whether it's Koloko or Jamison or someone else, just to cover your bases, but you don't need perfection, you just need functionality, you need reliability, you need pieces that can mesh with your stars and give you a shot in the playoffs, and that's exactly what the Lakers are trying to build here. So look, nothing's official until the ink is dry, but if this ends up being the final front court, Ayton as the starter, Horford as the backup, and then one of the young guys rounding it out, I think the Lakers quietly just pulled off one of the smartest, most well-balanced front court rebuilds in the league. They've got a little bit of everything: youth, experience, athleticism, shooting, defense, versatility, and most importantly, they've got two stars who now have the pieces around them to actually make it work. But let me know what you guys think. Should the Lakers go all in on Horford as their backup big, or is there another name out there that they should be considering? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I'll do my best to read every single one, and I'll respond to as many as I can. And that's really all I got for this one. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.